On today's special holiday episode of Homeworthy, we're taking you to the Oscar Wilde Bar and Restaurant, a famous festive destination in New York City. It's in a historic Midtown Manhattan building designed in 1909, and the Oscar Wilde Bar is best known for its Victorian architecture and extravagant seasonal decor. It's become a Christmas staple for New Yorkers and tourists alike. We'll have an exclusive tour of the bar's lavish Christmas atmosphere and decorations before their opening hours. Enjoy! You're watching Homeworthy, where we believe every home has a story.
Hey, what's up guys? I'm CJ, I'm the social media manager here at Oscar Wilde, and we are giving you insider access to Oscar Wilde before we open at Christmas time. So, right here we have our good buddy. This is Oscar himself, one of our prized statues. In case you didn't know, Oscar was an Irish playwright and poet. You may have heard of a picture of Dorian Gray. That's one of his famous books and plays. Also, Oscar always has a hand open for a Guinness for anybody that wants to treat him. Coming over here, we are going to start to show you our Christmas display. The Christmas display takes anywhere from 7 to 10 days to put up, helmed by our lead designer, Annette. She comes in with about 20 to 25 helpers and comes in every night, every morning to help facilitate this. It is no easy feat, and Oscar Wilde is particularly known for its decor installations. This summer, we had Alice in Wonderland. Halloween, we had a haunted, creepy circus. We are currently in Christmas. We're gonna do Chinese New Year. It is a wild ride here at Oscar Wilde, regardless of what time of year you come. So you can see, as soon as you come into Oscar Wilde, you're transported into a white winter wonderland. We have our famous polar bears, white Christmas trees, and a perfect little chair for you to sit in and take advantage of for any kind of photo opportunity. Some elves may be creepy, but we love our elves here at Oscar Wilde. We love animation. We love things that are in motion. It just helps transport our patrons into a whole other world. Okay, and right on the other side of our little photo op with the polar bears and the white winter wonderland, we have this ginormous grandfather clock that's from England in 1884. The owners brought it over and installed it here, and it's kind of an Oscar Wilde staple. So again, there's nothing too small or too big here at Oscar Wilde, including our giant-sized teddy bear. Always a crowd favorite. So Oscar Wilde was created by the owners, Frank and Tommy. Initially, they had opened up Lily's Victorian establishment. We have two locations of Lily's. There's one on 49th and there's one on 17th Street. Coincidentally, and Oscar Wilde and Lily's were best friends. Lily was a famous actress that came over from the UK into New York, and notoriously, her opening night on Broadway as an actress, the theater burnt to the ground, and allegedly the only thing left was a charred sign that said Lily Langtry, and that kind of started her fame in the States. So her and Oscar were very close friends, and they would be cohorts and hang out in New York City together. So these two establishments pay homage to that whole history. Oscar Wilde was known to be very luxurious, very opulent, and we really try to embody that here in the whole bar and restaurant. As you can see against this whole backdrop is this beautiful Victorian wallpaper and pictures, and of course we have our lovely and amazing, perfectly curated wreaths placed on top of everything. Again, more motion, more animation, perfect for kids. They really feel like they're having the holiday experience of a lifetime. As you can see, we always love a polar bear. We're paying slight homage to Coca-Cola, but it just makes you feel like you're in a winter wonderland whenever you step in here. To your left, you'll start to see the beginning of our bar, and you can see our bartenders setting up shop, getting ready for the massive crowds that come in during Christmas time. Oscar Wilde is busy all year long, but it is the busiest at Christmas. As soon as the doors open at 1 p.m., it is non-stop crowded until we close. And patrons come back twice a week, 3 times a week, literally just to like take more of the decor in and come back and have their favorite cocktails, their favorite entrees. It is a wild ride at Oscar Wilde. And that's our polar bear. So follow me around the corner over here. So again, my name is CJ. I actually got my start on Broadway. I was in The Book of Mormon and Jersey Boys, and I do a bunch of voiceover work in the Barbie movie. I'm an evil villain in Cookie Run Kingdom. Now I get my start in marketing here. It's honestly been a blessing working for CDG, which is the parent company. And CDG owns Oscar Wilde, Lily's Victorian, and Papillon. Before I was hired here, I used to come to Oscar Wilde and literally just have a good time with my friends. So being a part of this whole corporation now is absolutely incredible, and it's a blessing to get to market. So to our right, you have what we lovingly refer to as the Whiskey Bar. It is one of the largest selections of whiskey that New York has. And the center is actually a flayed out piano that the owners brought in. As you can see, we are representing the big guy right here, as well as our light up candy canes. Always a crowd favorite. And we have our favorite little Oscar Wilde mascot over here as well. We traditionally dress him up depending on the theme. Again, you can see our bartender setting up at the Whiskey Bar. That's Sebastian back there. In a couple minutes, Sebastian's gonna make you one of our famous drinks, the James Dean, which is an old-fashioned lit on fire. So as you look around, you'll see a bunch of marble hand-carved. We had that done in Thailand years ago, and the owners brought that over. Hand-carved, handcrafted, it's beautiful. It's all over Oscar the more you look. And as you look to your left, you're gonna see that Oscar Wilde has the longest bar in Manhattan at 118.5 feet. It starts all the way at the front and wraps all the way around to the back of the restaurant. So when you come to Oscar Wilde, if you look around, you're gonna see a bunch of these quotes written all around the restaurant. They're all Oscar Wilde quotes, either from what he said or from some writing of his. You have one on the piano above Whiskey Bar over there. You have one over here. They are all over the place. So while you're having a cocktail, while you're having a Guinness, you can take a stroll around and see how many quotes you can find. It's kind of like a scavenger hunt. So on our main bar floor, you're gonna see these beautiful handcrafted wooden tables. It really just gives you that feel that you're in an Irish bar over in Ireland that the owners wanted you to have. When Frank and Tommy created Lily's and created Papillon and Oscar Wilde, they want you to feel like you're coming into kind of like your home bar. Like this is your go-to spot. The bartenders know your name, the waiters know who you are, they know your drink order, they know your go-to entree, and all of this just kind of adds to that atmosphere, that romantic sensibility. Just wave to the big man as you go by. He's checking his list, and he's checking it twice. You don't want to be naughty, or do you? As soon as you walk into Oscar Wilde, the bar starts right at the top of the restaurant. But remember, it is a bar and the restaurant. So we wanted to have plenty of options for patrons to sit at the bar side. But if you're coming to celebrate a birthday, coming for a retirement party, we want you to have tables that you can sit at and enjoy like kind of a family style engagement. The restaurant goes back so far, and in the back left over there, we have what we refer to as the Temptation Room. That's where we serve our afternoon tea. Afternoon tea is always themed, so currently we're doing an Under the Mistletoe afternoon tea. This summer we had Alice in Wonderland afternoon tea. We always cater it to whatever decor we have up. And I will give you a little sneak peek back there. So this is the last part of the restaurant that we are putting up our decor in. As you can see, we have these amazing oversized ornaments hanging. So it immediately transports you into a little Christmas wonderland. This is our mistletoe. Careful who you stand under it with. This mistletoe is here for our Under the Mistletoe afternoon tea. It's 3 tiers of petite finger sandwiches, mini sweets, pastries, and then you get your own teapot, and if you come with a date, you can get tea for 2. In Temptation Room, if you look at this wood paneling, this is directly out of a mansion in Northern Ireland that the owners had shipped over. Very authentic, and all of these little artifacts, they're real. None of this is props. These are all things curated by the owners when they created Oscar Wilde. Again, to try to transport you into that romantic Irish countryside vibe. Back here, we have one of our favorite nutcrackers. His name is Henry. I just named him Henry, so hope that sticks. So all of these art pieces and pictures and mirrors all carefully curated by the owners, Frank and Tommy. Everything is very authentic. Nothing was bought at, say, Kohl's or Target. Everything is literally from either the UK or they got it downtown in Soho. A lot of it came over directly from Ireland. If you pay close attention, you'll see a couple of these baby photos around Oscar Wilde, and if you look close enough, you'll be able to see the owners as babies in the front of the restaurant. You have Frank as a baby framed up on the wall, and then you have Tommy right next to him. It's adorable. One of the best parts about Oscar Wilde is as you go further and further back in the bar, we have these beautiful stained glass windows that have lighting fixtures on the other side. So it really feels like you're directly outside and the sun's streaming in the whole time. It gives you, again, that really warm sensation of a feeling. Okay, now you might have thought that we saved the best for the front, but we actually saved the best for the back of the bar. If you look up there, we have a life-size Santa Claus strung from the ceiling, flying his reindeer right through the center of the bar. So again, you better be good this year because he's watching at all times. Watch how many beers you have because he might close you out. He might kick you out of the bar. So we are officially standing at Manhattan's longest bar at 118.5 feet. And because of the lore of Oscar Wilde and how popular it is, we get quite a bit of celebrities as well, such as Adrian Brody was in here recently. We get bought out quite often of people just wanting to have birthday parties here, engagement parties, any kind of celebration. So you'll never know who you'll see when you come by, including maybe Christina Aguilera came by. Maybe she did. Maybe she didn't. One fun fact about this whole building is that back in the Prohibition era, it used to be the Prohibition Enforcement Headquarters, which now I'd like to think that we are reclaiming as your neighborhood hotspot. So as you can see, we just opened up, patrons are already pouring in. A little fun fact about the building, it was designed in 1909. Like I said, it then became the Prohibition Enforcement Headquarters, and then we reclaimed it in 2017 when the owners opened Oscar Wilde to really welcome everybody back into the age of drinking. So if you come around to the front of Oscar Wilde, you're gonna see our very notorious, very famous Oscar Wilde statue. People love, whether they're patrons or just citizens of New York, they love coming and dressing him up. They'll get him flowers on his birthday, they'll get him presents. They often throw a hat on him. During Pride, they'll throw a boa around him out front. People love interacting with the statue. So you may take note that Oscar Wilde was established in 1854. That's Oscar Wilde's birthday. We also have a clock inside that's set to the time that he passed away. All of this outside decor, this is all so that if you're walking on the sidewalk, it immediately captures your eye. We want you to feel transported from the second you even pass by Oscar Wilde, hence the statue, hence the decor, and then as soon as you walk in, you are in a totally other world. You're not in Manhattan anymore.
Hi, I am Sebastian. I make it the James Day. This is the Gosura. This is the bourbon. Perfect.
So Oscar Wilde means to me a sense of family and home in Manhattan. I think when you come to New York, we're just a bunch of transplants that moved from all over the world, and we really want you to feel like when you walk through those doors, you are home. We want you to have that sense of security and that sense of camaraderie with the rest of Manhattan. Anyways, as you can see, we are already busy and I gotta get back to work, so thank you guys so much for coming. We hope to see you at Oscar Wilde very soon, but you gotta go. You gotta get out of here. We're very busy. We'll see you soon. Merry Christmas.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to go to homeworthy.com for exclusive content, shopping guides, and so much more.